I watched a lot of YouTube videos. Does not make me an expert, but it helped me to fix the issue with this washer here. And I had called a GE technician, and they wanted to come out and charge me a service charge of $120+, which did not include parts and labor. So you got to add the parts and labor on top of it. So I figured I might as well just figure it out, or at least try to figure it out myself. And worst case scenario, I just buy a new washer. I really didn't want to pay that service charge and plus whatever it costs to fix it. So I'll let you know what I did to fix this. The washer would not spin, and it's just finished with the spin cycle. So we'll take a look and see if the clothes are they're ready for the dryer. They're not soaking wet anymore. Those clothes over there, they are soaking wet because the spin cycle was not working. So they're full of water, and I gotta put them through the spin cycle now. So, but I'm excited because it's working now, and I'm gonna show you what I did to fix it. But first, I'm gonna power off. All right, no power. Okay, I'm not gonna do the whole process, but I'll just show you. I took out these screws right here. That's these screws. They go right here, and I took those screws out. There's one here, and then there's one that goes right over here. Okay, so what I have here is a 1/4" hex. Okay, so I took those two screws out, and then this top part will come free. Right here, just pops up, comes loose, and you see this hose right here. I don't want to tug on it. So this white hose here is the pressure hose, and I didn't need to take. I took the rest of it apart, but I didn't need to go down to where the pressure hose connects this part right here. I didn't need to go down there and disconnect any of that stuff. All I did is disconnect it from right here, on this part right here. So it comes off pretty easily. Pull it off. Actually, I guess I'll just pull it off and show you real quick. Once you get this far, a lot of the YouTube videos will tell you to blow in it, right? So I tried blowing in it. It didn't seem like it was doing much at all when I blew in it. It's just you don't develop enough pressure through your mouth to push on that. So I used air compressor hose, and I have to specify though, because using air pressure, right? These things can shoot up what, 50, 60 plus PSI. And I'm afraid that if I put that much PSI in there, you might damage something. So let me see here. You can't even hear it anymore because I used all the air. I barely powered it up and barely charged it. I was maybe getting like 10 or 20 PSI. So not a whole lot of PSI. But it was definitely more pressure than I would generate by just blowing on it. And I just connected it right in this hole and put some air pressure through it. So like I said, I didn't use a lot of air pressure. So if you're using a lot of air pressure and it damages it, be cautious. And this is what worked for me. And I just put a little bit of air pressure on here, and then after that, that's it. I just put everything back. Once, here, I'll just put it back on there so you guys can see. Let me just ground out real quick. There, I don't want to fry the circuit board. Granted, if you really wanted to ground out, you should wear a grounding strap. I'm just pushing it back on there. The hose doesn't have a lot of length. Okay, so I got the hose back on there. You can see it. It's connected there. That's it. It's a pressure hose. Then you put it back on there and gently reseat. Where did I reseat? Right there. Reseat it, and one of them goes there. Okay, got it. Right here. So as you can see, there's no clothes in here. Let's test it out now. Let me fill it up with some clothes. Previously did not get completely dried. They're still wet. So from what I was researching, because there were a few things. Whoops. There were a few things that let's say I was troubleshooting, and one of them was even distribution. Okay, so when you put your clothes in the washer, don't just put them all to one side. But that wasn't the fix in my case. In this case, it was the pressure hose that got clogged up, I guess. And instead of having to go down in there and take apart that side of the hose, I just applied some LP air. LP is the low pressure air. Yeah, let's put a little bit more. I don't know. Let's put this blanket in there. This blanket is really soaking wet, and anyways, that should be good. I don't want to overdo it. There's how much stuff I put in it. My flashlight right here, see? Filled it up, yay big. Not all the way, because I'm still kind of testing. I want to make sure this thing works. Here's another thing. Here's your latch, right? Some of the YouTube videos were talking about taking off the latch or manipulating this area to see what's going on in here. I'm going to show you another technique that I was using. Another thing is precise fill. I'm not using precise fill right now, but precise fill is for it automatically determines the water level. I'm just going to use drain and spin because I have wet clothes. That's the purpose of drain and spin. And your drain and spin should work fine if your spin cycle is operating. Okay, so let's test it out. Oh, I gotta apply the power first. I turned off the power previously. Yeah, anyways, turn the power back on. Then lift and close, and there. Let's do the drain and spin cycle. All right, so what I was saying is, if you wanted to check to see what's going on in here without manipulating the lid, not exactly, I mean, we are going to manipulate it a tiny bit. All you have to do is you just lift it up a little bit. So you can see right now it's not spinning, but here soon it will start spinning. Actually, maybe you guys can just keep an eye on it. You can see in there. There it goes, starting to spin. And then we'll get our centrifugal force to dry the clothes. May not seem like a big deal, but when your washer goes down and you start contemplating those high prices of repair or getting a new washer, it's kind of a big deal once that starts going again. All right, so that's it. It's up and running again. I hope you enjoyed this video. If this helped you, let me know. I'm curious. And like the video or something. Take care. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.